JD here, and today we've got this, finally the flight test. Right, so I've come out to our little field and I'm going to start to fly this. Now the weather here today is, well, as you can tell, it's January in the UK. It's absolutely awful. So I'm going to try my best to fly this before the rain comes in. If we do have to stop and if I do have to reschedule, then unfortunately that's just something that has to be done. Right, so what about this little guy? Well, we've got 4 cordless motors on this mini FPV racer. This is a lovely little guy. I can't wait to take him up. What are my thoughts? What are my thoughts going to be about this flight? What do I think is going to happen? Well, I hope he's going to be quite a fast little flyer, quite a stable flyer as well. We've unfortunately seen one bad quadcopter with Hubsan. I hope this isn't the same. I hope that this one storms through and lets me change my opinion back to what I thought of Hubsan before about a week or so ago. So we've got a 720p HD camera on the front there. They're hopefully going to get some nice views around here. I've whacked an SD card inside of it as well. So hopefully this guy is going to be really good. Now I'm also thinking he's going to fly really well. I don't know why. He's really nicely balanced, so if he doesn't, I'm going to be very, very surprised. The battery's been on charge for 3 hours and is fully charged. That should hopefully give us 8 to 10 minutes of flight, hopefully, obviously with a little bit of video recording in there, so that time may vary. Okay, so what about the transmitter? Well, this guy's your standard Hubsan transmitter, and to be honest with you, my thoughts are just going to be, hopefully this guy's going to work really well. It feels nice and handy, it feels durable and sturdy, so I tell you what, with that in mind, let's take her up. Okay, so he's pointing the right way. Let's connect the battery. This should start to calibrate the quadcopter. We've got a light on the front, we've got LEDs on the back, so with that, let's take our little transmitter. Let's keep our finger on that on button. There we go. Okay, we're bound. We've got solid lights on the transmitter, solid lights on the quadcopter. So let me just try this LED off for a second. Oh, that's quite handy, should you want it. It just only turns off the front light though, not the back as well. Okay, so now we're going to unlock the motors just to ensure that we can take off. And now that the motors are spinning, let's stand back and let's take her up. Oh, look at that! Now there's no altitude hold with this copter, but as you can hear, these motors are screaming. They are ready to go. So let's just take her out a little bit. I'm just going to get used to her for a second. I don't want to be zipping off unduly before I've learned exactly how these controls work with this copter, exactly how sensitive they are. Oh, right, as I'm doing this, let's turn on this recording. Okay, so when you turn the recording on, the front LEDs stay the same and the back LEDs flash. So the red LEDs at the back flash just to let you know exactly that you are recording. Okay, look at him go. Wow, okay, that was just a little blip just for me to get used to him, just for me to see exactly how he was going to react. Okay, let's increase that speed. Oh, he turns on a 6-punch, this guy does. Absolutely. Climbs altitude, no problem. We've got a little 4 miles an hour wind coming in here today, coming from the top by the clearing, just in front of me, and coming pretty much head on. And this guy isn't having any trouble whatsoever in trying to get away from that. Oh, look at him go, man. He dips to about a 60 degree angle when you accelerate full out, and he's almost vertical. Look at him when he, whoa. That's some quite nice turns, nice spiraling. Oh yes, but also if you wanted to fly this guy and you wanted to actually control the speed of him as well, that is also a possibility. Okay, let's turn off that recording for a second. I don't want to go totally through this battery. I mean, even if you just wanted to fly him like this, just nice and gently, it is a possibility. Those cordless motors are really, really screaming now. When they come close, you can really hear them. They are really quite loud. Oh, I like it. I like it. This feels good. It feels sturdy. It feels a lot more expensive than it actually was. It's not having any problems at all in in turning, in angling, in controlling, banking left and right, and acceleration. Look at that acceleration now. Off he goes. This guy really does. When he accelerates, he accelerates. Let's look at that again. Bring it down a bit. Accelerate. When this guy goes, this guy goes. Okay, so yeah, you can have this guy screaming around and he will give you the speed that you're after. But at the same time, if you just wanted a nice gentle flight, that is something that could happen as well. I don't know why you'd be buying an FPV racer if you wanted a gentle flight. Maybe because you'd want to have that power there perhaps, or maybe you were thinking about competing, getting into drone racing. Okay, that's the battery. Back LEDs start to flash as well. Let's bring him down. Hear that? There's also, even with the transmitter on, low battery, there is a sound coming from the quadcopter as well when there's low battery. This guy. Totally blow me away. Okay, so what do I think? Okay, let's start off with the positive and then let's go over towards the negative, the same as we always do. So positive, great flyer. Really stable, well balanced with the battery, and I did not have to adjust from the unboxing. Flies well in a straight line, really nice and smooth and nice and slow. When you increase that speed, he dips even further. If you increase him to flat out, he's about 60% angle on him as he flies forward. Keeps his altitude really well, doesn't have altitude hold, but I found that when I was leaving my throttle at a particular percentage, he wasn't dropping, he was just staying at that line. Movements forward, back, left and right, absolutely perfect. Banking left and right, no problems whatsoever. Flying backwards, again, not a problem. A little bit slower, but obviously my personal thing, I don't want to be going backwards the same rate as I can go forwards. Negative things, well, I'd like the battery to be longer. Hubsan, listen! This is a problem. Now, obviously, I'm not up on drone regulations as far as racing quadcopters go, as in for league and for championships and things like that. That is something I'm starting to get into, but I would imagine that a race lasts longer than 7 minutes, and obviously I don't even know if this weight is actually up to par to actually take place in championships. But still, the 7-minute flight that I had around here, I really enjoyed. Really enjoyed. If the battery was a little bit larger, had a slightly higher capacity, therefore this flight would have been perfect. If it stayed within about the 12 to 13 minutes mark, I would have absolutely been so utterly chuffed. Saying that, this isn't a bad copter, this is a very good copter, this is a fast copter. But it also, if you take it nice and slow, it all depends on how fast you fly as to whether or not you go as fast as it can go or whether you go nice and gently. So as for the video recording, I was very impressed with it. I thought if you were wearing goggles, then you'll have no problem at all in seeing the scenery around you, which direction you're flying or anything at all. I was very impressed with that. I didn't expect it to be as clear as it was. Overall, folks, I am really chuffed with this guy. Battery life is, again, a bit of a downside. That is something that we've seen with Hubsan. Hubsan, please fix the battery life. Whack a higher capacity battery in it, make it a little bit larger, balance it properly, and it will be perfect. So, what about the transmitter? Very impressed with this guy. Turning off on the LEDs, easy. Turning on and off the transmitter, easy. Flying it was a breeze. Nice size, sturdy transmitter with easy to use buttons at the top as well, no problems turning on and off the video, no problems whatsoever. I really like this. I had no problems with range. Every single movement I made, it transmitted and relayed perfectly, absolutely perfect. So there we are, folks. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.